Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and happy Easter to you all. Hope you're well. Are you still stuffing yourself with Easter eggs and Easter bunnies still running around your gardens? Well, welcome to the Care Managers Inner Circle. We're talking about education and development tonight, so I thought I'd put my rather intellectual glasses on. Who would think? I got to the age of 45. Obviously, I'm now 50, as you all know. And it was literally overnight, my eyes deteriorated. It was literally a switch was switched as I went from 44 to 45. And well, lovely to see you all. How are you all doing? How are your homes? How are your gorgeous people in your amazing beds? And how are you all doing? More importantly, how are all of you coping? How are you doing? And for those of you who might not might be very new to the Inner Circle, welcome. This is the Care Managers Inner Circle. We're here to support each other. We're a lovely, loving group. It's all about positivity. It's all about mindset and developing. It's not just about your amazing homes, but it's about you as individuals. You can't do anything unless you're not in good form when it comes to your own health, your motivation, your inspiration. And we're here to support each other. And that's what someone said to me recently. Why, John? Why are you still a year on? I think it might have been Isaac, actually. And he said to me, why are you still doing this? Why are you still doing the Care the Care Managers Inner Circle now has been going 4 years. But why are you still doing it? You put in a lot of time and effort in. And it is. I mean, there's you got to do a little bit of preparation, and of course, of an evening, it's time taken up. But the reason I do it is because I get some of the most heartfelt messages to me, just saying, I was in a real dark place, and thank you so much. You don't realize it, but you really helped me, and that just quite simply gives me a little warm feeling inside that in this world, when everything's about money and everything's about likes on Facebook or whatever, you can actually put some good in the world by just putting out a couple of things of inspiration or indeed some help, and that's all it's about. And so that's really quite nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I don't know why I'm carrying. I don't know why. Don't know why I've got that there, but anyway, later on, I might treat you all. Well, good to see you. If you're watching on Catch Up, #CatchUp, always let me know. Are you on a commute? Are you having your tea? Is it in the morning? Or are you still lazing in bed because you're having a bit of some hard-earned Easter leave? It's always nice to know when you're catching up. But good evening to you all. So who have we got here? We've got Ashley. Hello, madam. Hello, hi, Mr. C. And who's this? Facebook user. Hi, bro. Your sunglasses. That'll be that'll either be Louise or Mike. There's another hi from Facebook user. Can you remember a leadership qualification? Can you remember? I'm not too sure. Isha, I'm not too sure. Can you recommend a leadership? Can you recommend a leadership qualification? Well, of course, there's the level 5 MVQ level 5. There are other qualifications, but the health and safety or the health and social care MVQ level 5 is the more recognized one. But there are other qualifications out there, I've got to say. But that's a very good question, actually. So let's go back to our banner. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, that's a bit later on. Let's take that one off there. Ooh, there we go. So, Monday Mindset, welcome. Lifelong learning and development. I tell you why this is because, like my gorgeous wife, Joanne, a lot of people struggle and a lot of people still connect some sort of failed belief and flawed belief that how they fared in school is how they fare in life. And, Jo, my lovely Jo, she struggles with the fact that she didn't come out with many qualifications from her schooling, and still to this day it really plagues her at the age of 52, 53. And I say, but you're one of the most intelligent people I know. Look at your confidence in you. Look at what you do. You're a successful woman in your own right. You're doing some amazing stuff, and I know people with a zillion degrees and qualifications, they haven't got a common sense bones to in their whole body. So these things, and that's why my starting point was never mix up your schooling with lifelong education. It's never too late to start. It's never too late to to start on that journey. And one of the things about being successful, and I'm not saying I'm certainly not suggesting myself a success. I'm just saying in terms of success in life is this continuous self-development. And so tonight I just wanted to talk about that in terms of sort of things you might want to consider, sort of things that in terms of lifelong ambitions, you must always have waypoints, you must always have goals, you must always have something on the horizon you're aspiring for. What this isn't saying is that you must be like magpies floating around doing a little bit of, oh, I fancy that, or I fancy that, or I fancy reading up on that. That doesn't really, apart from just a general knowledge, it doesn't really achieve long life goals. And therefore, you've got to have continuous learning and deliberate learning on what it is you're setting out to do, with some clear goals and work. So tonight I'm going to finish with what I consider just life successes. And there's 5 of them there, which I'll go through right at the very end. But tonight I just want to generally talk and when it comes to education and development. Now I actually went through, I was very fortunate. The folks were able to send me to St. Mary's College in Crosby, and I got a number of O-levels. I got some A-levels, and that just got me the entry requirement into the forces. But it was really when I entered the forces that my real genuine lifelong development started, because that was genuine education, genuine learning. And it's a forces thing, which you're continually training, you're continually educating, you take your best people and you put them into higher education continuously. And so this whole mantra of continually developing yourself is something that I brought back in now to Birkdale Park. I love seeing people develop themselves. I love seeing people stretch themselves and get outside their own comfort blanket, their own comfort zone. And it's brilliant because you watch them expand, you watch them grow as individuals, and there's literally no stopping them. And recently we've had some amazing guys and girls who've set on that path. They've been fabulous carers and they want to become nurses. And I say, well, good on you. Life is short. Get out there, go and achieve that. And they're achieving that. And so that's fantastic. And when you consider, a lot of people might say, well, I just haven't got time. Well, did you believe? There's some statistics here for you. So the average person will spend 2 to 4 hours in terms of screen time on Facebook, YouTube, or whatever. I mean, that's just a horrific amount of time. 2 hours possibly on Netflix. And therefore, there is always time. So that's like when people say, you place, you do in life, you're an example of your priorities. If people say, oh yeah, I'm really interested in physical, looking after myself, but they never have time to go to the gym, they never have time to go for a run around the block. Well, therefore you are a result of what your life priorities are, and clearly your life priorities on there. So don't tell me that's a priority. Don't tell me if eating healthy is what you do, because you don't do it. So this whole thing of priorities is borne out in your own agenda, in your own calendar, as someone said. Show me a person's calendar, and I'll tell you where their priorities lie. And it's so true. Did you realize that so a philomath is a person that has a real desire for lifelong learning? The love of learning new things, of doing new things. And there are so many ways of developing. The first and foremost, you've got to have a goal. So don't just randomly start learning stuff. Whilst that might be fun, but effectively that's what you do on Facebook. You just read stuff, you watch stuff that has been presented to you, but it doesn't get you anywhere. It just occupies time, and therefore the most important thing is have a series of goals about what you want to achieve. And it might be an academic goal, it might be a musical goal, it might be doing a new skill set, from knitting all the way through to possibly paddleboarding, whatever it is. But if you embark on something new in your life, I can tell you now, your life will be more fulfilled. Chances are you'll be more successful, whatever you term more successful. You'll certainly be happier, more content, you'll be potentially healthier, but certainly you'll be more usable, more in terms of you can use those skills for a whole host of different areas that you never thought possible. And to give you an idea, I came out of the forces, what was now about 11 years ago. I immediately got qualified as health and safety, and also I got qualified in first aid training. I also then got qualified to become an asbestos surveyor. Over the years, I've generated thousands and thousands of pounds just on those three things, which are relatively, so the health and safety degree, or the health and safety certificate, that was over 3 weeks. Again, that's, a lot of people can do that. And asbestos surveying, brought me in a lot of money. And that was just a £440 course. But and then, so there's lots you can do. So how can you learn? Well, there's so many ways of learning, more ways of learning than we've ever known. So you've got your audio books you can read. They reckon you need to spend about 20 minutes per day reading or learning something new, about 20 minutes per day. But that could be logging on to a seminar, that could be logging on to a new webinar, that could be on YouTube. And I learned an awful lot from my own children, particularly Bertie. Bertie did very well in his GCSEs, and yet, none of our children are particularly academically gifted or super bright, but they work hard. And one of the things is, I was amazed by Bertie's learning style. So I tend to write things down. I then I produce pictures, and it was only about the age of 26, 27 did I realize that actually through this making cartoons and little funny rhymes was I able to absolutely lock in. I really struggled with learning prior to that, but that was one way that I really discovered how I could lock in, and I became very successful in exams. I'm good at exams. The techniques of the exams, about getting down in the required time and learning stuff, which was something which I hadn't been able to do before because I found a new technique. And so there are 3 ways of learning, and understanding those 3 ways is incredibly important. So you've got your visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, which is actually doing, and a mix of all of those 3. So understanding your own learning style. But the thing that fascinated me with Bertie was that Bertie would have his textbooks, his school textbooks, and of course he would read those. He would have his notebooks from school as well, and he'd read those. But he would take the time of going onto YouTube and Googling about whatever it might be in maths or physics. And I was just amazed how he read round the subject. And he didn't consider this extra work. He felt this was the cement, almost like the elastic band that pulled all the information together. But he did really well. And he said, no, this is deep understanding, where the initial information is just almost like superficial. It just sits on the surface, but you've got to let it absolutely sink into your conscious and subconscious. And that's how he did it. And it was quite amazing. And so there's lots of things. So auditory books, so audio books, reading, seminars, YouTube, and always utilize your commute. Exploit your commute whilst listening to music is fantastic, and myself even on a run. But there are times when you could just swap that for an audio book. You could read or have read to you so many different books. And all of that information is going in. It's not the manner in which how you get the information in. You don't have to read stuff in order to get the information in. It's the end state of getting the information into your conscious brain, which in time goes into your subconscious. And there's 2 types of learning. You've got your formal learning in terms of CPD learning, which is from, might be on a company scheme, or, they will have sort of their own sort of professional development. And then you've got your self-determined, self-delivered learning. And it's the self-delivered learning which is probably some of the most powerful, because it is motivated by, obviously, by yourself. I just want to, conscious time. So I just want to talk about, so just finally, you've got to set yourself some goals. And just on a personal basis, this year I want to finish my health and safety diploma. We're nearly there. We're nearly there, folks, which is great. I want to write a book. And I want to write a new book, 1 a year for the next 5 years. So by the time I'm 55, there's 5 books out there with, with my name on it, which no one will buy. But I'll probably buy about 2,000 and give them all away to my mum and people like that. In fact, the whole model now, right? It's so much easier now to write a book. I haven't done it yet, but I'll embark upon that and find out how easy or hard it is. And we've had some amazing people here, other speakers who have done that, and so I'll get them on about how to write a book. That'd be an interesting subject, actually. I want to become an acclaimed player on the ukulele. Before you start laughing your heads off, you've got to have a goal. But that's what I want. I want to be able to go into places and really play well. That doesn't mean sing well, because that's never going to happen. But certainly play well on the ukulele, and do more stuff. Right, I'm just going to finish with this one here, and this is about the key to success in life. God, I've got all sorts going on here, haven't I? Hold on, right? Let's hide that one there. There you go. Right. So this is what's scrolling at the bottom here. So success in life is what you know. So we've gone through that tonight about having, and the more niche it is. So, there's some great guys and girls on here, but what you know makes a real big difference. But it's not just about what you know, but also about number 2, who you know, and it's about your network. Because, take care about the people you surround yourself by, because they will either fuel or pull you down like a rock to the bottom of a pond. And so be very careful about the people you surround yourself by. But that network, about being a member here in terms of the co-managers in a circle, about the people that you get inspiration from, because all of that is making a lasting effect on your own conscious and subconscious brain about which way you think. And of course, that affects your mindset and your attitude. If you have a positive mindset, if you have an attitude which is not one of victim, but which is one of warrior, that every single day you understand that life is short, life is precious, that you get more out of life by putting, the more you put in, the more you get out of life. It's simple as that. So your mindset and attitude undoubtedly determines your altitude in life. And those great sayings. Your tempo, your ability to close things down, your ability to do stuff. Your ability to get on with stuff, to not procrastinate, to get out the starting blocks in life is a real determinant on how successful you are. And those people that, when you set them a task, 3 weeks later, they're still not doing it. It is an awful drag on your organization. You need stuff to be actioned quickly, and you need to move on. And that also goes for your own self and your own self-worth in terms of, so quickly, your tempo, what I call, your tempo, your speed of action, to do stuff and get stuff done, to take action. And then the final one, which is possibly the most important of them all, is your ability to have goals, your clarity, your goal clarity. What is it you want to aim for in life? You can't do everything. So what are the really important things in life? And it might be your physical goal, it might be your mental goal, it might be a musical goal, it might be your life ambition goal, it might be your relationship goal. What is it? But have goal clarity. And goals are completely useless unless you have a plan. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have that route. You've got to have that pathway, that yellow brick road that takes you from where you are now to your waypoint on there. And all of this is have people which surround that give you real inspiration. So they're my top 5. They're scrolling at the bottom there. So there you go, folks. Look, lovely to see you once again. Have a fabulous the rest of this Easter Monday. I'm even taking tomorrow off. I can't believe it. I've got another day off, which is lovely. But I'm doing lots. I'm still doing some work, but it's nice. It's at home. It's with the family, and I was probably going to be eating Easter eggs. And the final comments, who we've got here? And here we go. I've given up drinking, gained loads of hours back. Way! Look, I'm never judgmental. It's all hutchy, right? I'm never judgmental, but I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted when people embark on a journey of sobriety. It's transformed my life, absolutely transformed my life, and I absolutely love that to bits. But I'm never judgmental. People, it's for people to choose. But if I can take from me, your life changes immeasurably. It's more technical. It's just a fabulous life now. The time you get back, the money you get back is Oh, it's just insane. You do become a little bit more boring, but there you go. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Right, folks, have a lovely evening. Love you lots. Take care. Look after yourselves, and see you again soon. Bye for now.